Hello, ladies and gentlemen, this is Monster Video. Now, you may not see on your screen the doggy, you know, moving its lips, but you will hear the sound, okay? Because we are monsters. Let's go. Now, we were discussing about the basic electrical topics of engineering, and today, luckily, we are to discuss about the statistically induced EMF and dynamically induced EMF, and we are going to give an example for each of them. Okay, now statistically induced EMF. What is this? When the conductor is stationary and the magnetic field linking the conductor is varying, the EMF induced is called statically induced EMF. It is represented by the formula E is equal to N d phi by dt in volts. An example for this would be transformer. And now to the dynamically induced EMF. When the magnetic field is stationary and the conductor is in motion, the EMF induced is called dynamically induced EMF. Now it is represented by the uh, equation E is equal to, where E is the EMF, induced EMF. E is equal to BLV sin theta in volts, where B is the magnetic flux density and L is the length of the magnetic flux, and V is the voltage, and sine theta the angle, and it is represented in units of volts. Okay, well, and you have to note that the length and the area is always to be taken in meters for the safer side. Now, about the sine theta, the theta is the angle between the direction of the magnetic flux and the direction of the movement of the coil. An example for this dynamically induced EMF would be of a generator. Moving on, we are to define self-inductance and mutual inductance. Self-inductance was discovered by L. Henry. Now, the self-inductance is defined as the property of a coil to oppose any change in the current. Or it can also be defined as the property of a coil to is a property of a coil to induce an EMF in it when there is a change in current with time and pressure being constant. Okay, this is self-induced EMF. What is relative induced EMF? We will get to know that too now. Sorry, we are to discuss the mutual inductance. Okay, now I want you to sit back, just close your eyes and relax as the entire sessions on all the videos of the sessions are going to be only audio with a background picture. So I'm not kind of do some drama on the screen. Listen, hearing is the best. You hear and then you keep it in the mind. It's the best. You will never ever forget. Okay, the moving on to mutual inductance. The mutual inductance is like, it is the EMF which is induced in the second coil because of the time varying flux produced by the first coil. So when the first coil has a current passing through, when the first conductor produces a flux, it affects the second coil, and because of the varying flux of the first coil, the EMF in the first coil will be induced in the second coil as well. So it is given by the equation E is equal to m into di by dt, or E is equal to n d phi by dt, or m is equal to n1 k into phi 2 by I2. Here also you can observe we have many different formulas for the corresponding terms where E2 is equal to m into di by dt. You can also represent that as m into di by dt is equal to n into d phi by dt, and mi is equal to n to phi. Now, the final equation of the mutual inductance is m is equal to n2 phi 2 by I1 Henry. Now, we are going to the coefficient of coupling and how is it related with self-inductance and mutual inductance. Now, coefficient of coupling is defined as the ratio of the mutual inductance to the total flux. Simple as that. K is equal to phi of 1 to 2 by phi 1. And a can agreement situation for this would be it's relating to self-inductance and mutual inductance formulas which state K is equal to M whole divided by root of L1 into L2. Now, now we will discuss about the energy which is stored in the magnetic field. Okay, keep calm, sit back, relax here, and you will get it. For the energy stored in the magnetic field, an increased current in the pure inductor from 0 to 1 in t seconds will be opposed by the induced EMF, which is given by E is equal to L into di by dt. Obviously, work must be done against the induced EMF by the source in order to establish the current in the inductor. Simple English. Therefore, energy received during the time dt by the inductor is dW, where dW is the energy supplied or work done by the source. Now, the final formula of total energy received by the inductor in t seconds, which is represented by W, is equal to half into L into I square in joules. All right, now we are to move on to the next chapter, motors. So this completes the first chapter, that is the DC circuits. In the next video, we will do something different. Until then, I wish you all the monsters a very good night's sleep. Bye bye.